Guys, it's times like this that we get rich, where life-changing wealth is made. There will be no bullshit in this video, just straight strategy. The decisions you make now can and will literally change your life forever. This is the exact moment that so many of us investors have been waiting and preparing for, salivating at the mouth just at the thought of an opportunity as massive and rare as this one. So why is it that now that shit hits the fan and this golden goose of an opportunity gets literally hand delivered to us, I am seeing so many people with their hands in their pocket and standing around by the sidelines unsure of what to do next? Are you one of these people? I know I'm not. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Times are absolutely crazy right now. I've never seen anything like this before, and there's a lot of unfortunate things going on all around the world. But now is not the time to panic. I understand that everyone's situation is different, so the best that I can do for you is to tell you exactly what I'm doing right now and what I'm planning to do in the coming weeks, and my thought process behind all the actions that I'm taking, along with sharing my experience and knowledge to hopefully help you guys navigate through this crisis and come out on top. Also, side note, I'm 29 years old, even though I look like I'm 13 and a half years old. So I'm not as young as you may think. By the way, before we get into it, it would really mean a lot to me if you would like this video, as it helps a lot in the YouTube algorithm to get this video to reach more people. So do you remember the 08-09 subprime mortgage crisis, or the dotcom bubble, or even in 1987, also known as Black Monday, when stocks literally fell more than 20% in a single day, which is still to this day the worst one-day drop in history? You know what all these bear markets have in common? They all passed. The markets recovered and reached new heights. And every single person who didn't invest during the dip after just a few years later wanted a redo, wishing and praying that they'd have another opportunity to be back in the midst of 08-09 crisis, and swearing up and down that they do things differently next time around, talking about how they would have bought this stock and that stock. But life doesn't work that way. This isn't Aladdin, and Will Smith ain't popping up anytime soon to grant you your 3 wishes.
Hey, what the hell is your problem, buddy? Right.
The world rewards action takers, not people who just talk about what they would have done. Hindsight is 20/20, but we don't get that luxury. You either take action now, or I can guarantee you that in a couple years, you'll end up regretting it. Yet again, we are at one of those critical moments in our lives where you have another opportunity, another shot at 08-09, another shot at Black Monday. You can't just keep lying to yourself and telling yourself that next time will be different. No, this time, right now, make it different. You have to look fear in the face, untuck your balls from between your legs, and take action. The world rewards the action takers, never the people who just think about doing things or who talk about doing things. No, you got to go out there and actually do it.
You know what's there? Waiting beyond that beach. Immortality. Take it. It's yours.
There's no disputing it. History clearly shows that all crises, given enough time, will pass. But the much bigger issue is that it's much easier said than done, especially when you're right in the midst of the situation and there's seemingly a never-ending wave of negativity being thrown at our faces daily. And then comes the age-old question during every crisis. People at one point or another start to inevitably ask, well, is this the bottom? Or is it the bottom now? Should I buy now? No, I think I'll wait a few more weeks, when it's really the bottom. Literally the best investors in the world, who have billions of dollars at their disposal, decades of experience, and the most up-to-date information possible, still have absolutely no clue when the bottom is. So with that in mind, does it really matter if you get the stock you want at $45 or $55? Does it matter? Think about that honestly. In 5 to 10 years, when the stock has doubled or tripled, are you going to care if you had saved an extra 10 to 15% when you first bought it? Of course not. So what am I doing right now to capitalize on this situation? Well, I've literally been preparing for this exact moment for the past few years now. For the past couple of years, I have been stashing cash away and keeping myself very liquid so that I could take full advantage of the next big dip. And now here we are. Now, with so many options of good companies available for the picking right now, most of which are at steep discounts, it can feel quite overwhelming to know which companies to invest in. So hopefully I can offer you guys some guidance in your decision making by explaining what companies I'm personally investing in and why I chose them. And I'll also walk you through my mindset and strategy behind the decisions that I'm making during this crisis. So I don't know about you, but I've never been the type of person to be risk adverse. I honestly think the biggest risk in life you can take is not taking any risk. So I have the same mindset when it comes to stocks. I don't want just average or decent gains. I'm looking for an absolute beast of companies, more specifically category disruptors. And by that I mean companies who enter a market and absolutely disrupt and dominate it. Because those are the companies that are going to give you the massive multiples in 3 to 5 years. Tesla entered the relic of an industry that was the car industry and absolutely disrupted and revolutionized it forever. And now all the other car manufacturers are scrambling to catch up. Just look at some of these stats from last year. Tesla sales accounted for 83% of all electric cars sold in the US in the fourth quarter and 78% of all electric cars sold in all of 2019. Those are absolutely ridiculous numbers, bordering on a monopoly of sorts when you think about it. And considering the vast advantages that electric cars have over gas cars in terms of the plethora of features, the tons of money you save on gas, and they're flat out just far more reliable and require much less maintenance than gas-powered cars. Not to mention, they're just better for the planet as a whole, and the list just goes on and on. It's clear that electric is the future, and Tesla is steering that ship by a landslide. Not to mention that they have Elon Musk leading the ship, and he's literally like the Albert Einstein of our generation in my opinion. Also, you know, one thing that I'm not seeing talked about enough, back in early 2019, Elon revealed his plan to basically make Uber obsolete.
I feel very confident predicting autonomous robo-taxis for Tesla next year.
If you haven't heard about this already, strap your seatbelts on and let me give you a quick 30-second rundown of the vision. For as long as we've known, cars have always been a depreciating asset. You buy a car and as soon as you drive it off the lot, its value pretty much depreciates 20 to 30% right off the bat. Well, what if instead of a car being a depreciating asset, it was an appreciating asset in the sense that it actually worked for you and made you money while you sleep? Think about this. As we all know, Tesla's autonomous driving capabilities are only getting better, so it's not too far-fetched to think that within the next few years, Teslas will be able to easily drive themselves without anybody in the car at all. After that happens, all that Tesla has to do is create a ride-sharing app similar to Uber's, where owners of Teslas can, like you and me, can opt your car into the Tesla network so that when we are not using our cars, they can act like as robo-taxis of sorts, picking up customers left and right and making us money. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds freaking awesome to me, especially considering I barely drive my car and most of the time it just stays in the garage collecting dust. So the thought of having it make me money the days that I'm not driving it would absolutely be a no-brainer. Not to mention, a Tesla's cost to run and operate would only be about 18 cents per mile. Compare that to Uber, whose costs are around $2 to $3 per mile. Because not only do they have to pay the driver, but they also have to pay for gasoline. So when you think about it like that, if this goes on and does happen, how can Uber even compete? They can't. So needless to say, I am investing heavily into Tesla during this dip and will be looking to double my position throughout the next few weeks. And as for when the best time to buy is, nobody can tell you that. But what I can tell you is you need to stop being greedy or else you will miss out on this opportunity completely. Because just back in February, when Tesla was trading at $900 a share, you would have killed to buy it if it dipped to even $700. And now it's trading at $500 sometimes, even $400 a share, and you're standing on the sidelines waiting for it to go down even more? Stop it. If you believe in the company and you're a long-term investor like me, 10 to 20% extra of a discount is not going to matter when Tesla is worth 5x or even 10x what it's going for now in the next 5 to 10 years. So along with Tesla, the other two companies that I'm investing heavily in throughout this crisis are Alibaba and Shopify, two more absolutely disruptive companies in their industries. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video breaking down exactly why I'm investing heavily into Alibaba and Shopify as well. But one of the most important takeaways here is that you should only pick 3 to 4 disruptive companies that you have the most conviction in. Remove all the other white noise. Both Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett only had 3 to 4 stocks in their portfolio that made them the majority of their wealth. This is because it's humanly impossible to fully understand 10 to 20 companies that you invest in. On the flip side, if you only invest in a handful of companies, but you know them inside out, the chances of you making the right calls when opportunities present themselves, like now, are far greater. So since I can't predict bottoms and nobody can, here's exactly what I've been doing for the past month and what I will continue to do over the next few weeks. The spare cash that I've accumulated over the past few years, I split it up into 4 parts. So let's say for example, the amount is 100,000. I'll do 4 purchases of 25,000 over the next few weeks. So when the market drops, 25K goes in. If it drops again, the following week, boom, another 25K goes in. And in doing this, even if the market continues to bottom and I am out of cash to invest totally, it really wouldn't bother me at all because I know that it's literally impossible to accurately predict the bottoms consistently. But it's completely possible to own a stake in companies that are industry disruptors that will change the world forever. And I can get them right now at steep discounts. And that's all there really is to it. Remember guys, stay focused. Opportunities like these do not come often. And most people will just let this one slip away. More millionaires were made during the Great Depression than any other time in recorded history. Ask most people on their deathbeds, and what they regret the most is not the actions that they took, but the ones that they didn't take. So what are you going to do now?
The problem is, you think you have time. Stop wasting your life.